The Birmingham Bulls scored 3 goals in the last 2 games, but those 3 goals were good enough for a pair of wins. A 2-1 win Thursday night in Macon, and ironically last night a 1-0 win in Pensacola with a shortened lineup. Tonight, the 3rd game in as many nights for the Bulls, and as a reward for hammering through and getting through this type of a weekend, only 9 forwards on the Bulls roster tonight, and the opponent, President's Cup champion, last year's champion, Roanoke Rail Yard Dawgs. Taylor Brierly, Brian Bowen, Chase Carter, Michael Gillespie, Keshawn Gervais, all in the East Coast Hockey League. Brendan Susi, Nikita Kozarev, Dylan Johnson, all out with injury. Nick Thea playing tonight. He didn't last night, but playing tonight, nicked up. It's going to be an interesting game between the 2 finalists for the Cup last year. Hello again, everyone. From the Pelham Civic Complex, I'm Jody Cherneski, joined by Greg Drevening. Back again, Greg. You left me high and dry last time, but Greg, is tough enough going against a team that beat you in the finals last year, but to do it with a really depleted, extremely depleted lineup, while Roanoke basically has a full complement minus 2 call-ups themselves, well, it just seems like the hockey gods are angry at the Birmingham Bulls right now.
Well, Jody, it's one of those things where from the Birmingham Bulls aspect of it, you got to like what they've done coming in. 3 goals in the last 2 games, but coming out with those 4 points is huge for the Bulls, especially right now as they're just trying to hold on to first place in the SPHL.
This is the first time we've seen Roanoke this year. Birmingham has played against the Rail Yard Dogs twice in Roanoke, Virginia this year. They dropped both of them. They've been close games, last one in overtime. Birmingham the last 2 nights have had to alter, to say the least, their style of play and their strategy. Slow things down. Make it a slow hockey game. Play close to the vest. No mistakes. Keep the game a low-scoring affair. Is that possible to do against this team tonight?
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's one of those things that you have to do, and you talk about what's the difference of regular season hockey versus playoff hockey, Jody, and there's not many games that you see in playoffs that end up being 8-7 affairs, 6-5 games and stuff like that. So it's a good thing for the Bulls to come out here. They've got a good test tonight, and the biggest thing about it, or one of the biggest disadvantages, not so much the roster, but when your roster starts to get depleted, having 3 games in 3 nights is pretty tough in any league. And coming back, traveling last night, back on the road, back here today, and here they are ready to go again. We'll see what the Bulls got right after this.
All right, we're about set for our national anthem. Both teams on the ice. It looks like a nice crowd filing into the Pelham Civic Complex. Still filing into the stadium. Very few seats available, but we'll pause real quick for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that
Starting lineup first for the visiting Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs on defense, Billy Roche and Stephen Alvo. Up front, Matt Jansen, who's just returned from a stint on the IR, along with C.J. Stubbs and Owen McDell. For Birmingham defensively, Joey Colatarsi, along with Carson Vance. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of those guys tonight with such a depleted defensive core. Up front, Scott Donahue, Troy McTavish, and Nick Fia. Goaltenders for tonight's matchup. First, Roanoke's Austin Rodebush. He was the cup-winning goalie last year. Comes into tonight with an incredible 16-2-1-1 record, 2.33 goals against, and a save percentage of 9.15. Hayden Stewart, even better of a record. 17 wins, 4 losses, 2 overtime losses, and 3 shootout losses. A lot of hockey Hayden Stewart has played this year. Goals against, 1.79, and a save percentage of 9.35. Greg, you were a goalie in your time. That's a lot of hockey for one guy to play, and we're just now into the month of February.
That's a lot of hockey, Jerry. I tell you what, those are pretty killer numbers for any goaltender in any league. So, big goalie matchup tonight. You know, Rodebush, he came back through, and I think he had a brief stint and a cup of coffee in Birmingham back in the day. So I guarantee you that there's a guy, every time he suits up and he looks across and he sees the bull's horns coming at him, he's going to be yanked up for sure.
You know, we're talking about goaltenders. One of the most important players on the Birmingham Bulls team, at least to me, and this may sound a little odd to you, I think the most important player right now in the Birmingham Bulls is backup goaltender Drennan Atherton.
Well, he's definitely been one of those question marks that we had when he came over, picked him up for making in a trade to cover in for Austin Lotz while he's out in injury. But the showing that Atherton had last night, he's definitely secured himself a spot here for the Bulls.
He's got to give Stewart some time off, some rest, and we have to have Stewart fresh. Atherton becomes a very important part of this team, if not the most important part. As we're underway here at the Pelham Civic Complex, Jansen brings the puck into the Bulls zone off the stick of Nick Fia. McTavish catches up with it, sends it around the near board. Banked off the glass, but not out. In the corner now, Carson Vance fighting for it. Puck comes free. Jansen knocks it behind the net to Stubbs. Colatarsi on him. Jansen in the corner, along with McTavish. Puck tied up, squirts free along the near side. Roach keeps it in. Knocked off the play was Fia, and back comes McTavish, who deflected Roach's shot. He sends it in. Quick line change for the Bulls, less than a minute into the game. Puck played along the near boards, not out. Kept alive there by Radin. Dylan Radin back behind the net. Looks for a place to go. Banks one back at the blue line. Return for Radin. He wasn't expecting it. Sinclair will pick the loose puck up for Birmingham. Behind the net it's played. Ryan Romeo pinching in. Puck played on the bottom of the faceoff circle. There's a shot by Sinclair, high and wide. Birmingham keeps it in. Now Wiesner goes down. Radin goes down too as the play in front of the net. Stephen Alvo took down Dylan Radin. And I believe Alvo didn't like just how close in proximity both Bulls players were to Austin Rodebush.
Well, and that is one thing, Jody, that even in the last couple of years where Roanoke has been, you know, the finals rival for the Bulls and that kind of stuff. I remember even back in the Jamie Hicks days, Roanoke comes into town, and one thing you can be guaranteed is they're definitely going to be a physical team, and this is going to be a physical game.
Off the draw, Birmingham controls. McGill Diaz, the new Bull, plays it down low for Harris. He centered a pass. Save made by Rodebush. Roanoke clears, skating through center ice. Matt O'Day gets it past McGill Diaz, played behind the net. Diaz picks it up for Birmingham, banks one off the boards, but not out. Brendan Pepe with it, sends one in, deflected by Kelly, save made by Stewart, and Birmingham tries to clear but can't, kept alive. Harris tried to get it out, couldn't do it. Now a shot taken far face-off circle from Kelly, gloved by Stewart, and he holds on.
Good quick snapper there by Kelly coming in, just cut in over that left circle, let her go. Stewart made a good glove save. What I liked about the Bulls defense there, Jody, is you can see they're pressuring them out. Perimeter shots with no traffic in front of Stewie. He won't have any problem bringing those down tonight.
Face off to the left of Stewart, controlled by Roanoke. On the far boards, played by the rail yard Dogs in the near corner. Picked up by Carson Vance. He's hit from behind by Kelly. No call. Drake Glover skates away with it now through center ice. Has Harris with him. Harris tried to feed it to Rose, who was cutting in front, but an offside is called on the Bulls as Josh Harris is passed just a little bit too late, and then offside on the Bulls.
So, Jody, just out of curiosity here, looking at Roanoke's jerseys, a little bit different than what I've seen in previous years. What do you think about kind of that all-white look?
I like it. I like it a lot. They're easy to read, easy to see the numbers. It's a nice, crisp, clean. I like it. I like it a lot. It reminds me a lot of the Maple Leafs white jerseys. Puck played now into the Roanoke zone. Bartuccio Pereira, easy for me to say, plays it near side. Back to Pereira. Along the near side, Smirnoff skates away through center ice. Tries to set it up for Kelly. Loose puck in the slot, played by Hall. He centers one through, nobody there. Birmingham's Romeo clears it to the corner. Roanoke keeps it alive for the moment. Back comes Birmingham through center ice. A big hit there by Pereira, Bartuccio Pereira on Harris. Cost the puck up. Roanoke has it. They're back in their own zone. Steven Alvo with the puck. Watched by Wiesner. Alvo circles behind his own net. 17 minutes to go. First period, no score. Played now into the Bulls zone. McDade with a shot. That one goes wide. McDade has his own rebound behind the net. Watched by Pace, so he'll send it far side. Shot taken. Kicked out by the Bulls defense, and they'll clear through center ice. Roach gives it up to Mac Jansen. Ahead for McDade. Vance will take the puck away from him, but can't get it out. Played by Wiesner now. Backhands a pass, a crazy pass that is. Coughs it up for Stubbs, who will send it into the Bull zone. Jansen along with Radin. Radin with the puck. Vance there as well. Takes the puck away for Wiesner. He coughs it up. Alvo is there for Roanoke. Behind the net for Jansen. Center to pass. Right to Odea's shot. That was a big shot. Big hit there. A block shot there on Sinclair. He's hurting. He comes to the bench. We'll keep an eye on McGregor Sinclair. Another shot, blocker save made by Stewart. Loose, comes right to Stewart, and he holds on. And Greg, that one hurt Sinclair.
Well, Jody, for all the kids at home here, I'm going to point something out like I always do. And sometimes it's good news, sometimes it's bad news. But one thing you do not want to do, coming across your own blue line into the neutral zone, two things we never want to see in hockey, and one of them is a backhander, and nothing worse than a backhander pass. That's the no look, and that's what happened at the blue line there, and it turned into 3 minutes of chaos for the Bulls.
Behind the net, it's played by Roanoke, near corner. Pepe pinches in, sends it back to Stanko. Brendan Stanko, a shot deflected off the skate of Kelly. Played now behind the net. Roanoke has control. Pepe sends one right in on Stewart. And as always, he holds on for a face-off to live another day.
Are you seeing the physical presence that Roanoke is trying to establish here in the first period? Their forwards who are blocking out and trying to screen Stewart down there, they're actually working over our defensemen, or trying to, for lack of a better effect. But they're very aggressive on those M boards and definitely looking to keep that going.
Kolatarski now with the puck. He'll bank one off the boards for McTavish. Gets past him, comes right in on Rodebush, who'll backhand one near side. Nick Fia tried to play it past him. Roanoke has control of the puck through center ice. Kelly lifts one. This one will get into the Bulls bench and out of play. So a face-off with 15:24 to go here in the first period. No score. A lot of short line changes here for Birmingham. Short shifts, I guess, because of the fact that we have 9 forwards.
Well, one of those things where you're also 3-3, Jody. So coming in, you know you have a 60-minute hockey game here. So you want to keep those shifts short, come in and keep fresh legs as long as you can.
Face off at center ice. Hunter Hall takes the puck. Smirnoff there as well. Still fighting for control. Loose. Roanoke. Kelly backhands one in. Stopped by Stewart. He plays it himself for Kolatarski. Through center ice, puck coughed up, still loose. Kelly plays it right back in off the stick of Stewart. He'll play it to Kolatarski once again. Through center ice, the puck gets past Carson Rose and Bartuccio Pereira all the way down. So an icing is called on the Bulls. They'll have a first media timeout of the game, and right off the bat, Roanoke out shooting Birmingham 5-1. And quite honestly, I don't remember the one shot on goal Birmingham had.
Well, that shot on goal Birmingham had, Jody, was the one that they knocked down at the blue line, and they kind of did a 9-iron Hail Mary shot that Rodebush had to jump up and grab out of the air like an outfielder and almost fell as he landed on one foot. But
you've been in these games before where you've had 2, 3, 4 games in 5 nights or whatever, and as a goaltender, Stewart, even though he didn't play last night, was on the bus all night long and has been. He played in Roanoke or in Macon as well. Do you see the strategy in place, Birmingham trying to slow it down, or is this just the way it seems to be?
Well, from the standpoint of Stewart being in net, I don't think it matters. I think the good news is the Bulls had Atherton in net last night. They got 2 points out of it. Then they get to come back to a fresh Stewart tonight against a very physical Roanoke team.
Now, down on the play, Alvo lost his footing, and puck escapes the zone. He was about to wind one up. So Roanoke will have to reset at the center ice stripe. Mac Jansen ahead for McDade. He'll backhand one into the Bull zone. Back to get it is Kolatarsi. Whips one around the boards, tried to set it up for Harris. It gets past him. Now it's Alvo with a shot. That's blocked by the Bulls, and here comes Birmingham. Glover has Rose with him, gets it in front. Rose! Save made by Rodebush. I thought Rose had that one. He pulled it up back on the backhand, and I thought he had 5-hole, but no dice.
And that was a great save there by Rodebush. But you can see how do you play against a team, Jody, that's very physical. You have to move the puck quickly through the neutral zone, clean and crisp. That's exactly what the Bulls did there to send Carson Rose in 1-on-0 on Rodebush.
Face off to the left of Rodebush, controlled by Sinclair. Birmingham will tip it into the corner behind the net. Wiesner will play it. Taken away from him by Pepe, and he'll give it up for O'Day. Return to Pepe. Roanoke having a little trouble escaping their zone. Wiesner doing some forechecking. Still behind the net. Pepe backhands one for O'Day. He coughs it up. Wiesner's there. Couldn't get a stick on the puck. Sinclair intercepts. Down low. Wiesner turns. Fire stick save made by Rodebush. Behind the net. DiCarlo has it. He'll just skate away himself. Alex DiCarlo through center ice. 3-on-3 comes Roanoke. For Kelly. Kelly holding on to the puck. Gives it for Pepe. Slap shot. Pepe goes behind the net. Looking for a deflection that was never there. Kelly again. Sends one into the near corner. Picked up by Roanoke. Pepe sends one in. Stick save. I'm not sure Stewart saw all of that, but he made the save. Now another shot. Save again by Stewart. Can't control the rebound, though. It's played by Kelly behind the net. Sinclair can't get it away from him. At the point, Brendan Pepe sends it down low behind the net. Kelly has it for Hall. Hunter Hall walks out in front. No shot. Puck loose. Roanoke couldn't get the shot off. Now Pepe does. Again blocked by the Bulls. Played along the near side. Radin with the block. He'll tie up Pepe. And the puck comes free for Sinclair, who gives it to McGill Diaz. Ahead for Wiesner. Wiesner just sends it in for a line change. Played behind the net. Rodebush. Far side. Back comes Roanoke through center ice. Smirnoff. Sava Smirnoff can't set it up. Loose. Vance has it. Has it taken away from him. Still loose now in the corner. McTavish off of his stick. Birmingham controls Donahue. Donahue brings it in to the Roanoke zone. Poke checked away from him. He gains control and sends it deep. McTavish tied up. Played by Morissette in the corner. Roanoke clears off the stick of Smirnoff through center ice. And Carson Vance will send it back for Nick Fia in his own zone. Fia tries to get away from Roanoke. Can't do it. He'll set it up for Harris. Tipped off his stick behind the net. Harris still giving chase to Bartuccio Pereira. Intercepted by Glover. Down low, Rose. His shot again. Rose stopped by Rodebush. Twice now Rose has had it in close. On the backhand twice Rodebush has made the save. Now a big elbow comes in. It didn't connect along the near side by McDade. Birmingham plays it at the point. Down low, Harris had it for a moment. Couldn't get a stick on the puck. Back behind the net. Birmingham controls in front. Harris a shot. Glove save made by Rodebush. And Josh Harris just seems to know where to be, where the puck is going to go, not where it is.
Well, I tell you what, Jody, that's exactly what we've been waiting for here, is for the Bulls to catch some fire, get that puck down low, and you can see when they get it in and establish that perimeter setup, moving it down low from low to high, D to D, hitting guys in the seams, how dangerous they can be. And I tell you what, Carson Rose, he tried to go left and right, back, and made a great move, and Rodebush with another outstanding save.
Twice he stopped Carson Rose from right in front of the net. Back to Carlos, sends it into the Bull zone. McGill Diaz tries to catch up with it first. It's played along the near board. Stanko there for Roanoke loses it, and Atchison clears it back into the Roanoke zone. 11 minutes, 15 seconds to go. First period, no score. Roanoke here in Birmingham taking on the Bulls. Roach plays it back for Alvo. Far pass up through center ice off Kelly's stick. Stewart will play it for McGill Diaz. Along the near side for Mac Lewis. He loses the puck. Back Roanoke into the Bull zone. Nick Fia now with control of the puck. Sends it far side for McTavish. O'Day on him. It's loose behind the Roanoke net. Picked up by Pepe. And he'll clear for Smirnoff, who will skate through center ice. Sava Smirnoff in his third game for Roanoke. Sends it into the Bull zone. Pace backhands one for Vance. He's taken down. Penalty coming up. This one's going to be on Hall. Vance didn't like it. Gave him a little shove. Now Pace as well. Birmingham would be wise to skate away from here. The penalty is coming up on Roanoke. We don't need to join them in the penalty box.
Absolutely not. And I tell you, that was a great little give and go back there behind the net by the Bulls defense, and Vance picked it up on the right side of the net, came around, and Hall didn't have any other option there as Vance was taken off from him, but he just got a stick wrapped around his shoulder and just jerked him down.
Cross-checking is the call on Hall, Birmingham's first power play really for both teams tonight. Birmingham's fourth that is in the league in power play goals. Roanoke's third in the penalty kill. Off the draw, O'Day has it. He'll whip one around the boards and out. Vance has to hurry back and get it before Stubbs does. Stubbs had it momentarily, loses it. Birmingham needs to gain control here and just gain control of the puck and let's go. Carson Rose in his own zone. Twice Birmingham almost coughed it up in their own zone on a power play. Back for Nick Fia. Tries to get away from DiCarlo. Brings it in the zone. Behind the net, Rodebush had time to actually look and see where he wanted to go with the puck. Fia takes it away. Gives it for McTavish. He'll send it around the near boards for Rose. On the half wall, Rose. Cross-ice pass out of the reach of McTavish. Carson Vance keeps it in. It was close. Down low. Nick Fia behind the net now. Back for McTavish. Far boards. Vance with a shot. Save made. Rebound. Missed by Fia. He just whipped on it. It was there, and the puck escapes the zone. Birmingham will have to retreat. 1 minute to go in the power play as Rose brings it right back in. 9:25 to go. First period. No score. Puck escapes the zone. Vance calling for a defensive replacement. Romeo comes on. And Hayden Stewart will leave it there for Ryan Romeo. Romeo gives it up near side. St. Clair brings it in to the Roanoke zone. Can't get it deep. Taken away easily there and sent the length of the ice. Billy Roach with the clear. Romeo back to get it. 30 seconds to go in the Bulls power play. Romeo sends it ahead for Wiesner. Has Donahue with him. Drops it back for Josh Harris. Harris down low, looking for a deflection. Stick save made by Rodebush. Loose in the corner. McGregor Sinclair has it. Kelly on him. There's a centering pass for Wiesner. Back to Romeo. A shot save made by Rodebush. Josh Harris with a couple of nice passes there. Birmingham keeps it alive. Kelly goes down. Loose as Birmingham is back. Roanoke is back at full strength. Penalty is over. Ryan Romeo sends one in front. Deflected. Or a deflection, but Donahue didn't work. Roanoke clears. Nice flurry there for Birmingham. The last 30 seconds of that power play just didn't pay off. Two sticks back in the Roanoke zone, broken, causing a little chaos back there. Still loose along the near boards. Smirnoff has it. He'll give it up. Sent into the near corner. Smirnoff giving chase. Birmingham catches up with it first. Back come the Bulls. Nice give and go there. Radin gets away from Bartuccio Pereira. Now the puck gets caught up in one of those sticks, and Mac Lewis loses it. Laid along the far side, Morissette has it taken away from Fia. He tried to set it up for Radin, but he wasn't expecting it. Loose puck kept in by Birmingham. Fia in front, looking for a deflection. Now again in front, still loose in the crease. Birmingham couldn't get their stick on the puck. Nick Fia has it turned, sends one in front, deflected.
Yep. Another one.
Another penalty coming up on Roanoke as Birmingham applying all kinds of pressure there on Rodebush. Bartuccio Pereira is going to wind up in the penalty box. This one's going to be another cross check. Birmingham back on the power play.
Jody, I wondered how long it was going to take there because you mentioned Harris in that last exchange with the Bulls down low just on the tail end of that first power play. But down low to Harris, he's so quick, he knows where he's going with the puck. It's just on his tape, off his tape. Bulls putting on pressure, and then Alvo came across, and that's where the two sticks came from. One was Alvo that he broke in half, chopping Harris. I don't know if he got his arm or a stick or whatever, but that's where both of them came from. Harris went to the bench from there, and then from there you saw the Bulls kept applying the pressure. Roanoke does not like it. They're like the bully in the playground. You saw what they came out and did in the first 5 minutes. Just tried to hit everything that moved and establish their presence. Hey, it woke the Bulls up. They got their feet moving, and now you're seeing the Bulls give it back to them, and Roanoke does not like that at all.
This is the second power play of the night for the Bulls. 23 power play goals on the year for Birmingham, 21.5% success rate. Penalty kill for Roanoke, not bad. They've only given up 17 power play goals. They have 3 shorthanded goals as well. Now for Birmingham, first unit of this power play, McTavish, along with Vance, Fia, Rose, and Glover. Pretty much the firepower the Birmingham Bulls have right now on this roster.
Absolutely. And it doesn't matter where you get it from, but I tell you, Carson Rose has had 2 glorious opportunities so far tonight. So sometimes it's not so much about Jody. If you're not scoring goals, it's about when you don't get opportunities. That's when you need to start worrying about what's going on with your game. So I like what the Bulls are doing here. They just keep chipping away.
Face off to the left of Austin Rodebush. Won by Roanoke. Big hit there by McTavish. Causes the puck to come free. McTavish has to stop, though, to put his helmet on, or Glover, that is. Otherwise, he would have gotten the penalty. Unbelievable. He had to stop the offensive play to pick his helmet up. I don't like that penalty, Greg, as the puck comes into the Roanoke bench. There's a lot of things in hockey that are great. A lot of things in hockey I don't like. Shootouts being one of them. I don't like that penalty where you lose your helmet, and if you don't stop to pick it up, you get a delay of game call.
Well, at least he didn't get the call, Jody, because we've seen that call before.
Exactly.
For a guy that stopped to pick up his helmet because he didn't leave and immediately skate for the bench, they called a penalty on that. So at least they let that one take its course. And
but the problem is, Greg, Glover had control of the puck behind the net. He could have stepped out for a centering pass, but he had to stop to pick his helmet up. All right, we're down to a minute and a half to go in this second power play of the night for Birmingham. Nick Fia skates through center ice. He'll give it to Drake Glover. In front for Fias! That hit the post. Oh, I wish we had a replay. I could have sworn that hit the corner and backed right back out. Now whistle blows. Going to be played with a high stick. Greg, Fia, if we look at the replay on that, if that puck doesn't go in the corner, then of the net itself, I do believe that was a goal. I didn't hear the post. I didn't hear the ring of the pipe.
Well, I was out the other night, Jody. We were having a practice, and we had those nets down there. It was Wednesday night, and one of my guys came down and fired it, and it went up in that top corner, and I said, man, that netting is strung tight, and that could be exactly what you saw down there. That puck went straight up and straight back, and we heard nothing.
Right now we have nothing on the scoreboard as well. I'd still like to see a replay of that. A minute 10 to go as Birmingham has the puck. Nick Field will bring it in to the Roanoke zone. Has Rose with him. Tries to set it up for Rose. It bounced over a stick. So he'll send it far side for Glover. Glover for Fia. Fia drops one for Carson Rose. Back for Nick Fia. Vance one-timer deflected wide. Played behind the net by the Bulls. Back to Carson Vance. Vance sends it near side to Rose. He sends a shot in. Nobody there to deflect it. Picked up by Fia. Again, cross-ice pass for Rose. He takes a shot through the crease, and that one will escape the zone. Birmingham looking for some deflections, but none there, Greg.
Well, I don't mind it, Jody, because one thing they're doing now that they weren't doing, playing a lot of perimeter before, but now they're getting guys in front, and that's how they're going to get them on Rodebush.
Last 20 seconds of the power play. Wiesner tried to send one. He fanned on the pass. McGregor Sinclair picks the loose puck up behind the net. We're down to 10 seconds remaining on the power play. Romeo, cross-ice pass. Now down low, Sinclair thought about it. He'll spin away from the Roanoke defense. Wiesner has it. We're down to the last 2 seconds. One that killed the penalty and back at even strength as Sinclair tried to send one in on a short angle, a bad angle near post, but it escapes the entire ice into the netting, so we have a face-off deep in the Roanoke zone.
And Jody, I know that's kind of a tough angle there for Sinclair being right on the goal line, but with that guy coming out of the box for Roanoke, it's one of those things where you don't want to really put it low, because if it bounces out, their D get control of it. They send it out past the blue, it goes the other way on a breakaway. So I'm all right with Sinclair taking that bad angle high shot, knowing if he doesn't hit it off the crossbar and in, it's going out of play.
I still would like to see the replay of Nick Fia's shot that apparently hit the post. I do believe that if we look closely enough, I believe that puck hit the netting and bounced out. But it's easy for me to say up here and speculate, and half the time, if not more than that, I'm always wrong. So,
well, maybe next year they'll get us one of those top-down cameras that Pensacola has.
Off the draw, Birmingham has it. Romeo with a slap shot, save made. Wiesner was there but couldn't get the rebound home. Puck played near side by Radin. Back to Romeo. He flutters one. Another deflection. This one goes behind the net, though. Now it'll be played by Morissette. He'll give it up near side. Hall has it. Taken away from him. Loose now picked up by Smirnoff, and he'll drop it back on his defense. Smirnoff will bring it right back into the Bull zone. Center to pass for Hall. Off of his stick, played behind the net. Fia takes it for Birmingham. Spins away from one man for Wiesner. He'll return it for Nick Fia. Has that's Radin along the far boards. Bounces off of his stick. And Steven Alvo circles back behind his own net. Now Fia takes a big hit there from Rodebush. That's a high stick to the face if I've ever seen one, and no call. Wow. McTavish will backhand one out of his own zone. That was a missed call. Plain and simple. I guess you don't want to call 3 penalties in the same period. Now there's a shot taken by Stanko, goes wide of Hayden Stewart. I'm at a loss as to why that's not a penalty on Rodebush. DiCarlo spins. He fires one wide. Fia picks up the rebound, leaves it for Colatarsi, who will lift one into center ice and clears the zone. All the way, long head-manning pass taken by Kelly. He tried to drop it back. Birmingham intercepts. Ryan Romeo gives it for Donahue. And just that quickly, Drake Glover skates with the puck through center ice. Drops it back. Vance in front. Rose once again. This time he couldn't control the puck. He ran out of real estate there, Greg, and didn't have a chance to pull it back on the backhand. But once again, Rose right in on top of Rodebush. Save is made.
And I tell you what, Jody, you talk about the kind of sportsman that Carson Rose is right there, but I will tell you what, 90% of the hockey players in hockey right there getting that pass after Rodebush did what he did the play before, they would have came in and they would have dropped their shoulder and they would have bulldozed him into the net along with the puck. Not saying that's what I want to see in this situation, but you can see Carson Rose, he did the right thing there. He pulled up, he tried to go around, it wasn't there. Good job by Rose, but for everybody at home and for everybody on YouTube with the Bulls YouTube channel that we're streaming on, Ryan Lampton mentioned it earlier in the chat, Jody, and he said, watch Rodebush. He's got a history of playing dirty, and I was watching him, listen, Lampton, okay, well, let's see what he's got. But early in the game, I noticed anytime a Bulls player came around his crease, cutting in behind the net, Rodebush is getting his stick out. Not necessarily being dirty, but definitely interfering with the progress of the Bulls player, pursuing the puck. And that last one, just a blatant high stick and stuff like that. You know what? That can't go on. So if he does it again, I guarantee you, with Atherton backing up for Stewart, you watch for some chaos
But
here
the
to break
problem
out.
with that, Greg, is there was no call made, so that's almost like an invitation for Rodebush to do something else.
Well, it's an invitation for business to be taken care of, Jody, and that's my point is you have to make that call or it's going to get ugly in a hurry.
That's how you lose control of a hockey game tonight. Referee Derek Baum, along with Matthew James Juszczyk and the other linesman Colton Capel. I don't have any complaints so far. That was just a missed call, though.
Well, the fans are now getting on them. They want the ref to drop the puck, so.
Face off to the right of Rodebush. Finally dropped loose in that face-off circle. It comes free for O'Day. Matt O'Day in his own zone. Forecheck there by Rose, so he'll give it up to Pepe near side. Pepe sends a pass for McDade. He's hit by Ryan Romeo and costs the puck out. Rose cuts past O'Day. His shot goes wide. Along the near boards, Birmingham will try and keep it in. They did for the moment, but McDade clears. Vance took a high stick from McDade, an inadvertent one, but still, here we go. You're responsible for your own stick, no matter if it's inadvertent or not. That's a weapon on the ice. Roanoke brings it in. Morissette has it poke-checked away from him by Vance. And Birmingham will clear. Morissette touches the puck offside, though. Good job, like you said, from Vance on the poke check.
Well, and that is one thing, even though coming into their third and 3 nights here, Jody, the Bulls defense, and Vance had a great pick there. And early in the game, I was watching Colatarsi. You know how I like those guys, those D who are tough one-on-one in front of the net. He did a good job down low, finishing his guy in against the wall, and the Bulls are doing really well here so far in their zone.
Birmingham out shooting Roanoke 15-7. And at one point, remember, we were behind 5-1 in shots. Now O'Day goes into the boards hard. He wasn't hit. He still does. Stephen Alvo is down. That was nothing more than Alvo just losing it and going into the boards face first. He wasn't hit, although there was another Bull back there fighting for the puck. Both went into the boards. He just got the short end of it face first. That gotta hurt.
Well, Jody, and you never like seeing that. No matter which team the guy plays on, but I want everybody to rewind. And maybe we'll just have a 2-minute and 28-second here rewind back to the finals last year. Remember what happened down? It was down in that corner
in the
down
right,
there.
You're exactly
the
right.
Right-hand corner. And Alvo coming in 1,000 miles an hour against the guy who's going in to take a puck against the boards. When it was in Roanoke, he didn't do that. He didn't face plant himself into the boards. He actually hammered the Bulls player from behind with no call. So
I don't like to see that, though.
I don't either, but you want to play reckless. You know,
that's
reckless
what happens.
Things happen. So, you know, slow it down, Steven, and you know, you can still hit the guy, but, I mean, there's no business for him coming in that hard.
It's pretty clear to see what the problem with Alvo is. He's needing assistance to skate off the ice, and he really wasn't skating. He was being pulled. Pretty clear that it was a head injury. He's a little woozy, to put it mildly, and he goes back to the locker room, I'm sure, under concussion protocol and testing to see how it goes. But
and you know me, Jody, I'm the biggest, you know, fan of physical hockey and everything like that, but it's like, you know, you got to pick your shots. And when a guy's against those end boards, you know, I don't care what league it is, you got to let up just a little bit. You still finish your hit, but you can't come in like that.
No, you're right.
You know.
Look, it is February. Let's keep that in mind. It's not April. That's a play you love to see in the playoffs. But for a 2-point game in February, you can't fault him. He's playing hard hockey.
Oh, no.
But, wow, that's bad for Stephen Alvo. Now they're down another defenseman. Backhands one through center ice. Colatarsi turns, sends it in, but Lewis was in ahead of the play. So an offside is called on the Bulls with 2:18 to go here in the first period of play. No score. Been a really exciting hockey game so far. I really didn't expect to see both teams come out flying like they are.
Well, when you get that rivalry, Jody, this is like the longest rivalry in the SPHL distance-wise, I think. But it'll definitely be an interesting year this year, rounding it out and getting into the playoffs.
Roanoke's Roach sends one deflected by Roanoke into the Bull zone. Colatarsi plays it along the near side. Birmingham will try and clear. Sinclair gets it ahead for Wiesner, but not out. Vance and Kolatarsi go to pick it up. Roanoke will change lines. Under 2 to go, first period, no score. Carson Vance ahead, long pass for McTavish. He connects. Bartuccio Pereira on him, rides him into the boards hard. Puck is loose under their skates, dug free by DiCarlo. And backhanding one is Kelly back into the Bull zone. McGill Diaz for Birmingham. Cross-ice pass through the slot. I don't like that. I know he's a new guy, but you can't do that. DiCarlo has it now for Roanoke. Far side, Kelly. His pass for O'Day escapes him and bounces over his stick. They'll have to come back in their own zone and start the play. Brendan Pepe looks for a place to go. Sends one through the slot. Taken there by O'Day. Long pass deflected by Stanko into the Bull zone. McGill Diaz coughs it up. Through the slot, Birmingham clears. Fortunate enough, we're down to less than a minute to go as Josh Harris took the safe route and just cleared the puck. Now, Roanoke coughs it up in their own zone. Glover and Harris in deep to try and pick it up. Played behind the net. Glover has it. Harris taken down. Jansen plays it. Here comes Roanoke. McDade has it taken away from him. We're down to 35 seconds to go as C.J. Stubbs drops it for Roach. Billy Roach, cross-ice pass. Sending in the Bull zone. Harris got to stick up a little bit. No call made. Puck kept alive. Roach sends one just past Stewart. Now centering pass in front. Harris kicks it, stops it, and Birmingham will clear. Josh Harris sends one lofting it in one for Wiesner. Behind the net, Matt Wiesner has it, centering pass, Vance save made, rebound Sinclair has it, turns and spins, blocked by the Roanoke defense, and that'll do it here in the first period as the rail yard Dogs clear the puck out. But a big flurry there in the last few minutes, a nice period of hockey really by both teams. Birmingham out shooting Roanoke 15-7, and at the end of one period of play, we're tied 0-0.
And I tell you, Jody, the importance of zone entry and the different ways to do it. I mean, what a play by Harris there. Just that little skyrocket over the top there, like he's chipping out of a sand dune out there, putting it up on the green. Wiesner goes in, drops down. The Bulls D jumps into the slot, and what a shot. And I tell you what, as much as Rodebush is pushing the limits there about some of his stuff, I'm telling you, he's having a heck of a game tonight, Jody.
I still want to see the shot that Nick Fia took that apparently hit either the crossbar, the post, or both on that right side. My hearing is good, my eyesight not so good. I know I would have heard the ding, that distinctive ting you hear off the post. I'm sure you're well familiar with it too. You know what Patrick Waugh used to say about the post and crossbar? Patrick Waugh now, of course, he's coaching the New York Islanders, one of my favorite coaches, not players, but coaches of all time. He's old school. He'll get into it with you. He was known for sticking his neck out and popping his neck and talking to the post and tapping him. And I remember him saying one time that he likes to be friendly with the crossbar. He likes to be friendly with the post because sometimes those things, they stop one or two shots themselves in a game. So he wants to be on good friendly terms with the iron behind him because they make a save just as much as he did, he said.
Well, and that's
weird.
True. Everybody has their little quirks and little things that they do, Jody, and you know what? There's good things off the post and there's bad things, and I tell you, I know which each of them are, and so does Patrick Waugh, and that's why he's talking to his post, because maybe they'll just jerk a little way one way or other, tilt like a pinball machine just when he needs it to.
Can you really tell the difference between a shot that hits the post dead on, and then one that hits inside the crossbar and bounces in? Can you really tell the difference?
Three different sounds, Jody. Inside the post, dead on the post, and outside the post. And if it's inside and it's a ting, then yeah, that's one that is probably going to go in. Outside the post, it's got a little flatter tone, and dead on the post just pops straight back out.
All right, that's the end of one period of play. Let me say this, too, for some of you that may have been listening early before we even went on the air. We were having some technical difficulties with the sound and getting it in sync with Hockey TV as well as our YouTube stream that you were talking about. I don't think I said anything that would get me into trouble, but I have been known to not quite be a choir boy at times when I get angry and upset at something, and I was right before the game started very angry. So if I said something to offend you guys, I do apologize. If I did, I'm sure I'll hear about it, but I didn't mean to, I promise you.
Nah, Jody, you're fine. You know what? That's why I enjoy this so much, Jody, because when you get wound up like a top, I'm just here to kind of pull the string and, watch you unravel and then get you back set in the zone and focus for the drop of the puck. So great job letting that go. Doing a great job here. We just need the Bolt to come out and get her done.
You know what, Greg? I've seen a lot in my 58 years. The one thing I thought I would never see in my life are 80 dogs on a hockey arena during a hockey game, and I have no idea what's going on. But there are dogs and people everywhere on the ice. Please tell me what's happening.
Well, there's 100 wiener dogs out there.
Oh my gosh!
At least they're doing a wiener dog race, and for the promotion. Last year and the previous years, Jody, they did it all the way from one end to the other. So that was a total circus once they just let them go. But it's interesting. And I noticed that walking around to the front lobby. I kept hearing these little yelps and stuff like that, and I was like, what's going on? And looking around, I was like, oh, it must be, wiener dog night.
My grandchildren live in Gardendale. They have a dog. It's not a wiener dog, but it yelps. It just drives you crazy. You just want to smack it sometimes. I cannot believe 80 dogs are out there. Remember, dogs are animals. They don't go to the bathroom.
Well, I haven't ever seen that, Jody, so maybe it's something with the ice that,
You've never seen that happen? I'll bet you somebody's already taken. See, they're already pointing to a location.
Uh-oh, did we get it?
I don't know what's going on, but I do know this. As a player, you probably don't want to take a skate down the ice and skate into something that you have to scrape off your shoe, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's been an interesting night all around. It's been a strange one from the beginning, and with 17 minutes showing on the clock in between the first and second intermission, we have our second round of doggies on the ice, and I still don't know what they're doing except parading around and running back and forth. So with that said, we'll take a break, get a drink of water, come back, talk a little bit, and we'll have second period of action to score at the end of one period of play. Birmingham nothing, Roanoke nothing. You're listening to Birmingham Bulls Hockey.